Whoa, what's that? I was a mess. I think I just got my period and I am not prepared. It is a struggle. Why is this coming on my body? What's up, YouTube? Hey guys, it's Cora. Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm a girl, yeah. And with being a girl comes a lot of added issues that kind of suck. And a lot of them aren't talked about nearly enough. Especially in school, there's just so much that we don't learn. And so I figured for today's video, I would ask you guys if you had any questions or topics you wanted me to talk about that were kind of like girl talk questions. And we could just sit back, relax, and chat together. I know I'm in the car. I'm always in the car. My family's in my house and I don't want them to disturb me and I don't want to disturb them. So before we start the video, I want to thank Lilova for collaborating with me for this video. I will have all their links in the description and I will be talking about them later on in the video. Without further ado, let's get into the questions. Also, if you guys want to be able to ask some questions in an upcoming video or just keep up with me, my Instagram is at CoraJosephine with 2 E's. Go ahead and give it a follow. All right, first question. When did you get your first period and how was it / how did you feel? I was actually super late at getting my period. I got it when I was 14, almost 15. It really wasn't that eventful. I went to the bathroom and I was like, whoa, what's that? I went out to my mom and I was like, Mom, I need to talk to you. And she knew right away. She was like, you got your period, didn't you? And I was like, what? How'd you know? It definitely did not hurt the first time. I remember just really not feeling much of anything. But once my second one came along, it was absolute torture. Now I like almost puke every time. So we'll talk about that later. Question 2, do girls poop? I can't even believe that schools don't teach this. Of course we don't. That's not even, I can't even imagine that. Absolutely not. That is not something that any of us do. We can all attest to that. How to differentiate between comfet and actual, I don't know what that means. An actual genuine attraction towards men. What does comfet mean? Oh, okay, so comfet means you like someone just based on like the idea of like that society has created about like who's attractive and who you're supposed to like. I would say you know when you know. You know? I feel like when you actually like someone, you get this feeling that's like, you know that you like them, and sometimes you don't even necessarily want to like them, but you literally just like can't help it. That's happened to me quite a few times. And I feel like that's how you know when it's genuine, if like you can't control it. What is the weirdest thing you've cried over during your period? Well, the other day, actually, I was watching 13 Reasons Why. I was on the last episode of the last season, and I knew what was gonna happen. Basically, I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone, but one of my favorite characters, and not just of the show, but like favorite characters of all time, was gonna die. But I was on my period. And let's just say, I was crying so hard. My mom had to come in my room and like hold me because I was a mess. It was really bad. So, what's your biggest turn-offs and turn-on? I would say drinking and smoking is probably a turn-off for me, but that's for like high school guys. The underage stuff, when like, you know, people are just doing it to be cool, that has always been just like a big turn-off for me. A turn-on is, I like when guys are kind of like protective over someone they like or their girlfriend. Like guys being really protective and like, I don't know, something about that like it really turns me on. I don't know why, it just does. Tips for cutting off negative people. Let me tell you guys, if someone is such a negative impact or factor in your life, you have to cut them out of your life. And that's just a given. Like if someone isn't making you happy, there's no point. There's no freaking point. So if someone is doing something that is really annoying you and honestly borderline like worth cutting off a friendship, right? The first thing you should do is talk to them about it. You should bring it to their attention. People make mistakes, right? And everyone deserves a chance to know what their mistake was and to try and fix it. The real problem comes if they don't fix their mistake after you've brought it up with them. You don't want to just stop talking to someone and cut them out if they're doing something and then never tell them what they did wrong, because then they're just gonna go and continue and do it to other people and they're never gonna grow as a person. If they genuinely care about you, they will change and try to grow and be a better person. If they aren't, a good person, they'll just continue to do it. So, and if they do that, you have every right to walk away because you've told them once and you don't need to give them a second chance. First period story / period horror story. I already told my first period story, but I don't really have many period horror stories. But one that kind of comes to mind is, I remember sophomore year, I was sitting in class and I felt something going on. I knew something was going on. And my friend Sky was in the class and I texted her and I was like, I think I just got my period and I am not prepared. I get up, I take the bathroom pass, I go to the bathroom, and I did indeed get my period with no pads or anything in. It was a mess. It was all over. And I was like, I could tell that it went through my pants. So I texted Sky and I was like, you need to check my seat in the class. Like, can you just subtly look and see if there's anything on my seat? Because I will die of embarrassment and I will go home. And she checked and she said she didn't really see anything. So that was good, but I was so scared. And then I had to like go back to class. It was just a really uncomfortable feeling overall. In that situation, I wish that I had something that could have been more protective and could have made that experience a lot less horrifying for me. And you guys, that is where today's collaboration comes in. I want to thank Lilova for sending me their products for this video. Lilova is a brand that sells period underwear, so it's basically underwear that you can wear while on your period and you don't have to wear a tampon or a pad. You can, but the main thing is you don't have to worry about like leakage because the underwear is like fully protective itself. They have 6 different styles of underwear on their website and they're all so cute, you guys. So some hold only like half a tampon's worth and others hold like up to 2.5 tampons worth, which is crazy, you guys. There's someone walking. Lilova recommends that you use the underwear at home first, just to figure out what works best for you and your body. And to care for them, all you have to do is rinse them out with cold water and then just wash them with your laundry. I'm so sorry, you guys. I need the AC on for like just a little bit. On average, a woman spends about $270 on period products a year, and a lot of times it's actually a lot more than that, and that is the same price as 10 pairs of these underwear. So Lilova was kind enough to let me pick out some products from their website. So I wanted to share my favorite ones with you guys. They sent me this awesome pair and they're kind of like hipster underwear, so they go up a little bit and they're a little high-waisted. And they have this really cute lace on the side, which is just like adorable. Like you would think that like period underwear might be kind of like clunky almost and like just a lot. And these are so sleek and compact and I'm just absolutely obsessed. I'm gonna link their website down below and you guys should totally go ahead and get yourself some pairs of these underwear. I swear it is so worth it. And it's just a lifesaver. How to shave down there. It's a struggle. It is a struggle. I'm glad you brought it up because I've been dying to talk about it for a hot minute. Personally, for me, on my own body, I really dislike body hair and I shave everything. I've actually been recently seeing a lot of TikToks about tips, and one of the tips said that after you shave, make sure to use aloe vera gel to moisturize, and I tried it and it is a lifesaver. It prevents like the razor bumps, and like even if there are some razor bumps, they don't hurt after you put the aloe vera on. By the way, you guys, don't take any of my advice like medically. This is literally just what works for me. Instead of using shaving cream, I use just a little bit of conditioner, and I find that that is like so much easier and less painful to shave with. Opinions on body hair and the pressure of shaving. Shaving your body hair is a personal preference. There is nothing wrong with shaving and there's nothing wrong with not shaving. It's such like a personal preference. Does anyone else get really nauseous before their period? Yes. I've been very close to throwing up multiple times while on my period and it makes me very sick. How do you stay confident about your body image with all the pressure online? Let me tell you, girl, this is something that I've only recently been getting really comfortable at, I guess. Your body is so special, and I think that so many people just forget that. It is so important to love yourself because at the end of the day, we're worried about people judging us when we're judging us. Like, we are our own biggest bullies. And I kind of just realized that no one's gonna come at you if you obviously are comfortable and confident. Like, if someone comments on one of my Instagram posts like, you're ugly, okay, and what about it? Why should that bother me? They don't know who I am, and even if they do, they're not me. Did your mom cry when you told her you're becoming a woman? No. Is discharge normal? Absolutely. Again, this is one of those things that really frustrates me that we never talked about or learned about in school, because I feel like that's one of those things that all girls just had to go through and be like, is this normal? Like, why is this coming out of my body? Yes, it is absolutely normal. What to do if you feel insecure about your body around your friends. My whole life, I have had a lot of friends who have very different bodies from me. Even my family. I've grown up in a family with a lot of people who are very skinny. I used to compare myself to my friends and family a lot, which oftentimes made it really hard. There were times where I didn't want to go swimming with my friends. And I think it's just important to remember that if your friends are your true friends, they love you no matter what. When's a good time to start having? It's up to you, girl. I think it's just important to not feel pressured to do things like that. And it's something that can be just so personal for a lot of people, and you gotta do what's best for you. You ever get the period cramp? You're just chilling, and then all of a sudden, boom. Let me tell you. Yes. First kiss story or first crush. My first crush was in kindergarten. I had a crush on this guy who liked me too, but I didn't really want to admit I liked him, so it was like, whatever. And I remember one day he sang to me. He sang Baby by Justin Bieber on the playground. So I realized I have feelings for my best friend and don't know what to do. He can't date. Any advice? I'm not sure if he has feelings for you too, if that was like part of it and you guys can't date each other, but if he can't date, I feel like you should just value your friendship, keep being friends, and keep growing your relationship. And once he's able to date, then you'll be able to see if the relationship is the right idea for, or the best idea for the two of you. Best ways to deal with cramps. Ooh, girl, let me tell you. I've got a couple ways. Downward dog. 2, taking a hot shower or bath and then putting the water like right where your cramp is really, really helpful. It's like instant relief. How do I ask for pads and tampons? Pads and tampons, first of all, should be free. If condoms are so readily accessible, I don't know why pads and tampons aren't. Honestly, just don't feel embarrassed about asking for them. It's completely normal, and as I've been saying 20 times in this video, you gotta do what you gotta do. What do you think is the scariest thing about dating? Me not knowing, because I've never dated anyone. Some things that scare me when I think about dating are comparing myself to past like exes of that person, or just comparing myself to like his friends. What's the craziest thing with another person that you want to do? She said she did not mean this sexually. She meant like a fun adventure or something like that. Something that I want to do with all my friends after we graduate high school, which is coming up so fast, which is so scary. I just want to travel somewhere. Like, I want us to all hop on a plane at LAX and just get the freak out of here. Like, I want to go to like Italy or Hawaii or like somewhere awesome like that and just like travel with my friends. Last question, and I really like this question. How has your body image changed since starting Chloe Ting's workout? Her workouts changed my life, because as I've talked about before in other videos, when I started them, I was really doing it to lose weight and to look thinner. But as I kept doing it, I realized that I just loved how I felt after doing the workouts, and it slowly just became a thing that I looked forward to because I knew I was gonna feel so good about myself afterwards. I feel so much more confident about myself, because why should I go through that? All those up and down planks, all those burpees, like jumping jacks, like why should I go through all that just to feel bad about myself and the way I look afterwards? Because like, you did that. You did that, girl. And with that being said, you guys, that was the whole video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, don't forget to check out Lilova's website. It'll be linked down below. I love you guys to the moon and back, baby. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram to be involved if I do another Q&A type of video in the future. And I will see you guys next time. Mwah.